That was super bad, dude.
Yeah, it was.
Greetings.
Alright, let's get going.
Greetings and salutations to the two of you.
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to my table. This is gonna be fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, thank you for the layout. Perfect.
Nice.
Appreciate
Frankie,
it.
the host of the
Hostess
morning.
with the
Hostess
mostest.
with the mostest.
Hostess with the mostest.
There it
He
is.
doesn't deliver
Already
just in
gets it
soccer.
done.
He
Yeah,
delivers
right.
at
No.
home too. All right.
So what's going on, guys? How are you? What's up?
Hey, Frankie.
What's going on?
Doing
Tito?
Gentlemen,
What's
how
up,
you guys
buddy?
doing? How's
All
everything?
right. Everything's great.
Right on, man.
Feeling good.
I'm feeling extra good.
Yeah, ready for a good show today, man.
No, not yeah. Just overall, just like we're at that point where towards the end of the semester, I finished grading over the weekend, that whole thing, and feeling relaxed. I played some pretty good soccer yesterday. I feel. I know that
What's your opinion?
that's my opinion. I don't know a lot of people. I think Mark might have said something like, don't pass it ever, essentially, because I was dribbling it. No,
Who
Mark.
said that?
Mark. I believe he was on the sideline.
That's
And
because he
then-
wasn't on your team.
And then
you
Billy,
wanted
and
to
I
call
know
him out.
Billy would always make a face.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's one of those where I felt like, you know what? And either way, I gave you guys a ton of assists.
I don't know why you're talking. You're one on my team.
You calling your team unappreciative of your efforts?
No.
Maybe a little ungrateful?
No, because it wasn't on my team. Because
On
I
the rest
know
of
there's
us?
times where I honked
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah.
I was
Sometimes.
reflecting on the night, and I was kind of like, I think it was a pretty good
I
night for
think-
me.
I think
And then you were saying like, oh well, there was some talking about.
Yeah.
Do you want to know why you've only scored one goal in 3 weeks?
I know. Hey, now you're dropping stats.
We keep stats. That's the whole point of them.
And the thing is,
This is a Tuesday night Snapple.
if we're gonna be talking about real stats, we'll bring up how many points we got after that. But yes, you're right. I got
Yeah.
one goal in 3 weeks.
One goal in 3 weeks, but it's because you're found out, dude. Everyone knows you're gonna shoot. Everybody knows you're gonna shoot.
No, I switched it up left foot. It's just Alan made a save out of the bottom
Like
corner.
Rocky Balboa.
No,
You
I
can't
switched it up. I went southpaw. Bam, 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 bam. Left foot now. I did like 5 or 6, and somebody even made a comment. They were like, "Oh, you went left footed today." I was like, "Yeah, Dave." He goes, "You went left quite a few. That's unique." And I was like, "Well, yeah. Well, I wanted to change it up a bit,
Yeah.
so I did change it."
I think it's because you're looking for the goal now.
That's what it is.
So you're rushing in.
And I
rushing
scored 2 at
shots,
the last
yeah.
end, and I felt good.
I think you're just getting desperate, dude.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's looking for it. So
Whereas I really big, I'm like, "Hey, you got any more than goals?"
I looked at Frankie last night. He was looking at the stat sheet, and he's like, "I gotta make a new column for assists." And I go, and I saw the goal column.
Yeah.
I go, "I gotta just worry about getting myself on that column before you start adding new columns."
Well, you did nice. You got some nice goals in,
It
That
happened.
next game.
It happened
very
the next game when I said I gotta get on the goal sheet,
and you
then
did it
I
twice
Slammed 2 upper 90 goals. And felt real good about
in
myself.
like 2 minutes, in like a minute apart from
Yeah.
each other too.
Yeah, well, why waste time?
Well, no, of
Put 'em in
course.
there.
But then it's like it's like sometimes like sprinkling that kind of magic throughout the night because
Yeah.
about 5 minutes later
Yeah.
you hit like an incredible shot straight to your hand.
To my hand. Yeah. It was amazing. I surprised myself.
You blocked your own shot.
I just wanted everybody
You
to know.
handballed
Yeah.
your own shot.
It was probably better though, because I feel like it saved you from like wherever else the
It
ball
was gonna go. Yeah, I've hit that shot before, so we talk about this. It's
Why?
always like we think we know what we could do, and we're like, don't think you still could do what you used to
No, but your goals are fantastic. I don't want to detract from that because they were fantastic. And I
Yeah.
think that you had some very nice defensive
Yeah.
plays. But that hand, and then I think that other one that really resounds with me, and not to kind of was a Meg.
do. The Meg.
Yeah,
The Meg.
I set
Oh,
him
to
up
me.
nasty.
Awful.
Nasty.
Awful.
yeah.
Awful. Yeah, he
He
got me
came
so
in, he
good.
had like Bambi
Damn,
legs
what did
with
you
it
say?
like.
What did you say? Damn you, Tito!
You know why I said it? Damn it, Tito! And I yelled that out because as soon as the Meg happened, my mind went to, we're gonna have to talk about this tomorrow, which is today. And here we are talking about my Meg. I'll tell you what happened. Normally, I immediately push a guy outside, right? Defender,
Yeah.
you push a guy outside and you shield your ball, you shield yourself sideways to stop the Meg or push him that direction. But when you play Tuesday night every week with the same guys, you start to learn them.
Yeah.
And I ran up, saw it was Tito, and I knew he
Gonna
likes
shoot
to,
it.
he likes to cut,
Yeah.
shoot. Well, no, he likes to cut back inside. He's faking a cut, and I knew he wanted to go to the top of the box because he's been doing it. So when I ran up to him, I half froze because my mind went, oh wait, he's not going that, he's going there, and that freeze and staring at him, I realize now, he was just staring at my legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were
Not
cemented,
because-
dude.
yeah.
No, but the thing is, I did a shoulder dip. And then I saw him open his legs, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And it happened.
Oh, it happened.
Yeah.
It happened.
So,
That was
Two great plays.
Nice make. Yeah.
Thank you.
And then I
Thank you.
canceled it out with the 2 goals. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
I felt better.
Yeah, but you had your team came in second.
yeah,
In
we
terms of
started
points.
off bad. My team. We
Yeah.
couldn't click. We kept.
You were
coming
with
off.
what team is this?
We had AJ, Chigo.
No, color-wise,
Rich.
you guys were orange, right?
Red,
Orange.
red,
Red.
orange. I apologize. Sorry.
The face
Orange.
right you gave.
Jesus. The orange team last night,
Yeah.
and
we did okay. We came in second. It was 13
Yeah.
points.
but we found our groove.
Yeah, we had a couple of games.
We had a straight little run going.
We did. I think we had a 4-game run. And we had the
Yeah.
longest run of the night.
And
Did
we
you?
had-
Okay.
Yeah.
We had the most wins
Yeah.
at White.
5.
And but the thing is, you know what? I had told Frankie from before I thought I might have pulled my hamstring. So I was like, yeah, put me into like maybe not playing the whole night. And it felt, I couldn't turn as quick, but it felt all right. My shots I wasn't taking so many because I'm thinking I'm not taking so many shots
Yeah.
because I felt a little tweak. So, but sure enough, I was able to play on it. But my team, I mean, it was stacked. I mean, Robbie did well. Pete is always solid.
Really?
Dave is a fantastic defender. Like, oh my God, playing with Dave, you're right. He's fun to play with because he knows he
You know
pushes
he's
up
always
well.
there.
Yeah, dependable Dave.
Yeah.
And
Billy.
Billy, yeah. So
Billy
I think,
was, I think, he's
What's
excellent
the
on Tuesdays.
Eddie killed it too, man. That was one of his best nights.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Eddie stepped up his game. He came in, stole when he needed to, passed it around.
He saw the Eddie shot. He understands what we were talking
Yeah.
about now.
I was like,
Oh, yeah.
that's what
Now
you
I-
guys
now
need.
I-
It's like a clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Defensive clear.
Yeah.
Who do you
But-
think was MVP? This is a tough call. I mean, do you give it to the guy that scores the most goals, like Messi? You know what I mean? The balloon. The
No,
balloon-
okay, about
the
that.
balloon
We'll get, if you
aura.
want to get into that, we'll get into that in a
No,
little
I don't
bit. But
want to get
tonight,
into it. We've talked
it's
about
ridiculous.
We've talked about awards.
well, the fact that you said that Allen, the keeper, only won 2 games.
Only won 2 games. Yeah, Danny
And I thought to myself, he had some really good saves.
Yeah,
And
that
I was
was
like,
nice.
wow, he had one of the
Yeah.
I don't know, he was catching
Nicest
balls, he
saves.
was
Yeah.
saving.
Like, I wasn't looking at him like, oh, Allen's having an off
He
night
tried.
at all.
No,
He
he
was
tried.
really
He
trying.
tried. No,
he
he had
tried,
Yeah. And
Right.
you're saying to win it, how can an MVP have not a winning record?
I don't know. He wasn't then. He wasn't.
He can't be.
Did
He
you
can't
give it to Danny? Danny won 7 or 8 games.
Maybe, but at that point, and he did have some good saves. I remember seeing him. He had some. Really
AJ had a good night, I thought.
No, I don't say MVP worthy.
No.
Robbie had the 9 goals,
Give
which
it to
Well, you
Rob.
almost got to give it to Rob because he was being challenged too. Like, oh, that's 7, Billy. And then he turned around, he scored it again.
He knew. He
Yeah.
knew with 25 minutes
He knew
left,
exactly
he had
how many-
6 goals.
yeah.
He was counting.
Yeah.
But he said that he gives himself challenges every week. This is like the 4th week in a row. So last week he was just like, don't lose the ball. So he said every time I got it, I just passed it.
That's
Every
interesting.
single day. He goes, I came here this week saying
Score
I'm going to
goals.
score as many goals as possible.
I could tell because it was frustrating playing with him at times.
Yeah, Billy said he wasn't passing either, right?
Ever. No, that guy would see you on the run
Do
and
the
he would
same move.
sidestep, shuffle, little tap dance,
Yeah.
happy feet.
Yeah.
I might
And
cut
then
him
take a
one
shot.
week. If I need to cut somebody, I might end up cutting.
You think so?
I mean, I like Rob. He's cool. But
Yeah, he is.
he's young and he is at the bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah.
If I needed to cut somebody, and let's just say we had
But
the
he's
same
spending-
crew that we had last week, yeah, he's cool.
Yeah.
No,
He was a
he's
good
good.
guy.
He's like one of us, but young.
No,
He's a cool guy.
He's a good guy.
100% agreed. And not only that, but I could see that was his objective last night because
Yeah.
I felt that he could have passed the ball and he did score 9 goals.
Yeah.
But being on his team,
Although, I find it odd that he gives himself a challenge, don't lose the ball. I do that every time I go out there, try to not lose the ball. It's an interesting challenge.
but then you play it safer sometimes. Like let's
So
say
his
I'm gonna
style
go
changes.
1-on-1 and I'm gonna say don't lose the ball. I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't
That's
do that
like
1-on-1.
they're not even risking a pass. Like
Yeah.
like even giving
So-
away possession.
yeah.
I think that's how you play sometimes, Frank.
That's the only way I play.
Pete and I were talking about you hold yourself back. You're one of your own worst enemies because you were so concerned with not messing up a pass or making sure you're doing the right thing that you don't take that risk that you're still quick and you got a left foot.
You're
So it's one of those where we see you and we're like, oh, right here, if you would have kind of
Stepped
Yeah.
out.
go
that.
into and try to like do a move and like
Back the
shoot,
seam or
he could
something.
do it. But you seem like I'm gonna sit back a little bit. I'm going to make the smart move. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna pass it right there. And
I thought I was the
That's
most-
actually my goal. The one thing that I hate the most is fucking up a pass. There's nothing, and I did it twice last night, man. It was just like those things are like I want to erase them from my mind. I would rather lose a game than make a bad pass.
Like a bad
Honest to
pass.
God, if we lose a game and I make 15 perfect passes,
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Because you're happy with yourself.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. You did what you
I mean,
needed to
dude,
do.
I want to win, obviously.
Yeah.
No one knows that.
I know
But
what
I'm
you
just saying, like, my own personal goals are simple.
Yeah.
Don't fuck up a one thing that you should be able to
That
do.
is crazy. You know, actually, I go in saying make sure that you have a ton of assistants. Try to be as creative as possible, and try to at least maybe create dangerous situations. If I mess up a pass, I'm not like, oh, I messed up a pass.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I messed up. I don't even think about it. I mess up a pass, and it's just kind of like in a minute, it's already next play.
So,
Just to get myself
so we're,
down.
we're 1 week into the stats, and how does everyone feel about like keeping stats right now? I mean, because it feels like now we're actually talking about it.
That's simple.
Regularly.
I want the stats.
Yeah.
I don't want to be responsible for tracking them.
Yeah.
So
We got
like, I
some-
want
we
to
got
play.
some
I
for
want to
that,
watch. I want to yell
Yeah.
stuff out. Enjoy
Yeah.
what's going on. I don't want to be sitting there with a pencil. Like,
Right. No.
like, assist. But I want
But I think
that.
what you're
I
saying,
want them
though-
to exist.
But right now, there's been a switch. I know Chet was very vocal about it.
Oh yeah, and Dave. They were both very good. So Dave said, Dave doesn't think that there should be stats because people won't play good soccer. So if there's if now that everyone knows that there's a
It's
goal
in your
record,
mind, yeah.
everybody's gonna want to try to break that goal.
That's what.
record. Everybody. So that means that whatever guy on that team, like Rob,
It's
imagine you
going for
get 4 Robs to show up and they all want to break the record that night. You're just gonna have 4 guys that are just shooting and like 20 other dudes that are just playing that want to play soccer.
it.
We quantified soccer, essentially.
Yeah, we did. No, we
And
did.
by doing
But are we
so,
killing it? We're not killing it. As long as we're not killing Tuesday Night Football, we're okay.
yeah,
I mean, I think it started as fun, like to be able to say things like, or some acknowledgement of like, oh, let's not forget, like, wow, Jerry had 6 goals tonight. That was a good night, and he didn't realize he had scored 6. I'm like, that's cool to hear, but you're right. When you start,
But you've
making
changed it forever.
Competition
You,
now.
this is a serious change. You can't just go back and say let's not do it because it's always going to stay as a
Because we
part.
mentally
But we haven't. But honestly, though, and nothing's changed because that record has stood since Mario Malozzi did it like 5 years ago. So
Until yesterday.
Mario had it. No, Mario had it, and then Billy broke it like 3 years ago, or 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Right before he signed for like the over 30.
Yeah.
And then now 2 years later, now Rob does it. So that, I mean, it's not easy to score 9 goals in
No.
9 games.
But it's
you know?
tricky because the caliber of Tuesday night changes week to week.
Mhm.
So you get a much tougher team. It's harder to score 9 goals.
Exactly.
And-
No, it's good. That 9 goal record is gonna
Yeah.
stand
But I guess
unless
regardless,
Mike
9 is-
stands on his head again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, but
But even then, I remember when I megged you, Chet made a comment,
I'm
and
happy
Chet
with-
and Chet,
yeah.
and Chet
Let's
goes.
bring that back up
And
again.
so,
It's awesome.
well, because Chet goes, oh, I'm sure you're gonna bring that up tomorrow on your podcast, and I said, hell yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
And then he
Twice.
goes, you should have passed it. And I was like, you're not even on my team, dude. Like,
Imagine you're not even on my team.
he was on your team, and he was all like, you could have passed it, and I was like, you're not on my team.
Because he appreciates good stuff. Like
And I megged you, and I was all like, I would have megged you regardless of if I was talking about it with you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
always
he
gonna.
didn't even care if he got the shot off. It was all about
No.
me.
It was that the play was over.
The meg, the get the meg, the
And then last.
the Nelson.
Aw. All right.
Sorry, I brought it up twice, but it's one of those
So
things I want to.
I like the stats for now. I think we should definitely keep them going. I think we should add an assist column because you're right. It would be fun. I mean, it's just one more stat. I think people would be
You
into
made a
it.
great point about the assist. It was to counteract what you had just said.
About-
People are going to play bad, and you said with an assist one. Now there's a
Someone wants to
someone
play good
wants
soccer,
to
wants to be
play good soccer,
passive,
make the
you know what I mean?
pass.
Yeah. I think it would be nice to just try to get in as many games as possible. Doesn't make sense to only play 14 games in an hour and a half. Do the
And
math.
it's our fault.
Yeah.
It's our fault. It's 9:30
Well, it's
and
mine
everybody's
too.
still no. It's our fault. We're not there on time, ready to go.
But then,
9:30.
okay, I get it. I've actually said
You need to
I'm,
warm
I'm
up,
a
though.
proponent to getting there a little bit earlier, doing some warm up so you don't tear anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your first kick shouldn't be a blast on goal. So,
Your opinion.
but the thing, right, my opinion. But what I'm
You're
getting at is, if you started kind of making it a strict regimen, remember how the tournament was on the operations side of the tournament that we had, the over 30 tournament.
Yeah.
That was very much like okay, game's over, start again. Game's over, start again.
Yeah.
It felt a bit stressful. I wouldn't want to add that kind of stress on a Tuesday night.
Okay.
Because it's supposed to be fun.
So if we get 14 games, I think it was fun.
As long as people don't, as long as people
I don't-
feel like
I'm
they're
not
getting the
complaining.
money,
Complaining, right?
that's
Yeah,
all right.
yeah,
As long
yeah.
as people feel like they're getting the money.
Yeah.
And you
I
know
don't
what?
know who is.
That last game, the last 2 games, you're starting to see people get tired. Maybe it's just right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is
Yeah.
good.
The last 2 games, yeah, you're right. And Daniel wanted to walk off 2 games before
But
that.
sometimes it's just go. But I can as a goalie, I can understand that.
I know, and I
just do it.
Every game you're diving. I mean, one.
You're getting kicked at them like
Yeah.
Paulo.
No. So we never established MVP. We're just gonna give it to Rob.
I think he's the only one that had some standout.
I even heard something. Do you want to just have over 30 stats?
Yeah, oh, that was a good one. That's what Caesar said. So Caesar
Was it
said
Caesar or Mark?
Caesar, you got to be 30 years old in order for it to
Stat
actually
count.
count. It's like an asterisk, you know. You
Yeah.
get like an under 30 over.
And then I think Rob yelled out.
So at that
"What
point,
about
DJ's the worst.
And he said, Rob said, "What about DJ?" And Chaz said, "Yeah, him too. It doesn't count."
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of DJ, we had the original DJ there. DJ before he was DJ.
Yeah.
That was the sound of the night.
Yeah.
So who was it? Was it Caesar who said it?
Said what? I'm sorry.
About Alan. So Alan.
Oh, yeah.
Alan Elgart was there, and Alan is the original DJ. He was DJ before DJ.
He used to tear us up, but
Oh
years
man,
ago.
what a cannon dude that dude has, man. Who took a shot last night that like Alan caught, like boom, like in his stomach, like it just got stuck in his arms?
I don't remember.
Who was it? Was it you?
I don't know.
Someone hit a rifle, dude, right at him, and he just caught
Alan,
it.
save of the night.
Is that true?
It was beautiful. I mean,
I was running out to get the book.
Alan's how old is Alan? The goalie.
Jeez, 45. Older, maybe older.
Yeah, and and he'll admit this. So I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Big guy, heavy, big belly. Like he says, he's like, "Oh, I'm not a shit. I'm a little guy. Who cares?" But to see a goalie of that stature and that age on like an upper 90 full dive, he was off the ground and he
full
dropped
extension
down, full extension shot. We were all just like clapping. Like that was beautiful to see.
Yeah. And even then, it's one of those where people now would probably like punch it out because of the angle that it was at.
Yeah.
And like at his age, acrobatically,
He
like
tries to
full
catch it.
extension, caught it and landed gracefully.
Yeah.
Like he didn't like land like just like awkward.
Lands like a goalie. Like
He's-
puts his ball comes down,
Yeah.
he pulls it in.
That was nice.
It was
beautiful.
nice.
Yeah,
I think
that
I agree with Paulo there. That's definitely play of the night.
I wouldn't even count my goals as a
I
play of the
remember-
night. That would supersede it.
I remember watching Alan play at Colby because he played at Colby with my brother.
Yeah.
Way back when. And Alan was the kind of guy that like if a shot was coming right at him, he would step to the side
to make the dive.
and dive and catch the ball.
We had one of
Honest
those.
to God, dude, he would do it. I saw him do it all the time. If a shot was coming right at him, he would move over and then dive and catch it.
I think that's what Jorge Campos would do all the time. George Fields,
Yeah.
that guy would literally like the ball would come at him and he would just jump in the air real elegantly, like hit it and make a spectacle for the picture, and then that's what was coming out like on his little postcard of like,
That's awesome.
shot of the week, and I was like, that wasn't that hard of a shot, but okay, you made a meal of it. Yeah, I can totally see that.
You mentioned something about tournaments, the tournament style that we had
Yeah.
days, but I had a tournament this weekend.
I was gonna bring that up.
It was fun. So we played this past Saturday. I was at CFC Arena in Hamden, and there was the Cheshire High School Boys Soccer Alumni Fundraiser Tournament. The longest name ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's just obviously everyone from Cheshire High School
For kids who like to read good.
they're So DJ had his bomb squad, and he was probably the only kid from Cheshire on that team.
Yeah.
So he had Shane and Fabrizio, and Crystal Dunn was on that team, which is really cool.
Awesome.
And Crystal Dunn's husband Pierre, Yvonne was on the team.
He was the shock of the picture. It
Yeah,
was
Yvonne.
like Shane, Crystal Dunn, DJ, Yvonne.
Domenico saw him and called him a traitor.
Yes.
Domenico
wow.
saw him and he said, "What are you doing over there, traitor?"
Awesome.
Wow.
How proud were you as the father?
I was like, "That's messed up."
Yeah.
Because here's my son. My son is the Italian dude in the curva yelling at
Your son,
people.
your
dude.
son was right. Your son was right. I agree with you. What was he doing there? His team is playing against him. What is he doing?
It's true, but so is Shane.
I like the character.
So is Shane.
I like the character.
But like, I
Oh,
feel
it was
like
good.
Shane and DJ. I'm assuming they're good friends. They go way
Yeah,
back.
they played in. I think
Nice.
they
I
played
understand
Yeah.
that. Oh, let's see, Ivan. Oh,
different ages, but
he
yeah.
put
I
on.
think Fab was there too.
Fob and
Danny, like that whole little
Yeah,
clan,
Danny.
like Fab,
Yeah.
Danny, Shane, DJ. That's like a little.
Yeah.
That's what I said something to Danny.
It doesn't end in Ivan. So
I
he
said-
should have been us.
Yeah.
I saw Danny and I said something to him. Like when the tournament was going on, I was like, "What happens if we're going to play into PKs or going to overtime?" He said, "They're like no overtime, straight to PKs." I said, "Don't let Danny take it."
Oh, North Brantford,
Yeah.
North Brantford reference
Nice.
from his missed PK.
Nice.
No, well, the blocked PK, right? That was you that
Blocked
blocked
PK,
it.
yeah.
That was a nice one.
That was funny.
Remember that PK?
That was fun.
Yeah. So tell us about the tournament a bit.
Oh,
man.
yeah,
How'd it
so-
go?
So we went up there with a little Shelton team, like a makeshift Shelton team. It was hilarious. And then like there was like an over 30. There was a young team, and then like DJ's team, and then there was like an over 40 team. So it was a good mix. And these guys were really cool. And it was 4 teams. Everyone played each other once, and then 1 played 4, 2 played 3.
Yeah.
So we played DJ's team the first game, lost. Played the other.
How
team.
bad? Like lost, like close game?
7-3. No, they spanked us.
So they
the first game.
They
spanked us the first game, and then we lost to the next group of kids, which was a younger group of kids, like the 20-year-old kids, and then we beat the over 40 team. Thank God, and because we beat them. We went in at 3rd place, played the young team again, beat them.
Oh,
and then went into the final.
Rematch.
Went into the final and played DJ's team in the final, and they beat us again. But at one point it was like 4-4.
Yeah, like I say, it was 6-4. It wasn't.
At one point it was 4-4, and there was this play where Javi went to go head the ball out. He went to go head the ball clear, and DJ didn't jump. He actually put his foot out to kind of trap it and tripped Javi.
Oh.
And somehow the ball landed, and DJ got the ball. He passed it to Fabrizio, and he just scored. And they went up 5-4, and I lost it. And here we were at a fundraiser tournament. Like,
and you never lose it. That's not like you.
I was like, there's 2 refs, 1 on each side, and I'm like, come on, he kicks him. How do you? They're like, we didn't see anything. I was like,
what play were you watching? That's where the ball was. We didn't see
what do
it.
you mean you didn't see it? I go, this dude put his whistle to his mouth, and this dude, the other referee, was DJ's father. So I said, he put the whistle to his mouth and then looked right at DJ and didn't blow it. And
That's my son. No.
And I said it out loud, but I was like joking. I was joking.
Yeah, I could imagine you losing it after going down 5-4. Jokingly saying.
Final. I mean, I get it.
Probably very casual.
Because Javi was on the floor. Javi kind of got hurt. You know what I mean? I wasn't yelling. I didn't swear. I was like, come on, guys, call it. It's for fun. You know
was Domenico on the sideline yelling and swearing?
No,
probably.
You know what though? He's like, I hear every time you hear the F word. Doesn't matter if I'm over there, I hear it every single time. And I'm like, he was the only kid there, man. Just running. He had the whole soccer place to himself.
Wow. That's cool, man.
It was pretty fun. He liked it. And then he hung out with us, and it was fun.
Well, we signed up for next year.
And you got us now. Both Tito and I could not make this tournament, and then you made a remark saying we were missing a midfielder and a defender, and I was like,
we did.
Because
it was just Tommy in the middle. It was cool playing with Tommy.
Yeah, that was nice to see.
Tommy scored a goal that was outrageous, man. Just cut into his left top corner.
The Robin.
The highlight was definitely playing against Crystal Dunn. So playing against a World Cup winner was amazing, and like. I told Domenico she was so nice. She said she's only got a 6-week break, and then she has to go back to like preseason and training.
She's a professional athlete.
Yeah, I know. It was amazing though, but it was cool that she was there. So she's originally from Long Island.
Okay.
So they're up for the holidays.
She's married to one of DJ's friends.
Yeah, Pierre.
Right? Yeah.
Oh wow.
I think that was the connection. That's cool.
So they came, and it was really awesome. She took a picture, and you might have seen it if you were on social media. So
I did see it.
She was really nice. It was humbling, and she was good. I mean, she schooled some guys. I think
nice.
Felipe Megner though. Felipe did Megner.
He's gonna put that in his back pocket.
He walked off the field going like, Megner. But it was good. It was a good time.
Man. I can't wait for next year. And
it's every year.
Every year, same time.
They have a Facebook page. You can go to like the Cheshire High School Boys Varsity.
You're gonna do the whole thing again?
We're not. I don't know if we have time to say the name of the tournament again.
There's pictures on there. Everything. It's nice. It was cool. It's for a good cause.
So if we're gonna be talking about how that tournament went, there was something that recently happened that tournament draw.
Yeah.
Euro.
Soccer coming up. Yeah. So
that's probably the one.
I get excited.
The Euro.
I love tournaments. I love missing that tournament. You know, whatever foundation for center for kids who can't read and want to learn how to do other things too. Missing that tournament was like awful. Like I remember sitting home like, oh man, I can't go to the tournament today because they're so much fun for me. Ever since I was a little kid, I loved them. And especially like world competitions, like world team competitions. I loved them all the time. So the Olympics come on, I'd be thrilled, and it was just always cool to me seeing like this just tournament style. And Euro Cup, World Cup, that time of the year is on. I'm just thrilled. I'm like I'm glued to it. I'm following it. It's just fun to watch. Obviously cheering on your team,
of course.
But
the Euro draw happened, and I think for the first time in a while, Italians can raise their heads up again after that disastrous non-World Cup qualification,
Right.
which was crazy. So a lot of us, I think, went into this like, well, I don't know, like the bar went down. Like, all right, well, we'll see what happens. But Mancini came in and 10 for 10.
Well, they're saying
Wins, 10 wins, 10 games.
And these groups are, I mean, it's no easy group for Italy, man. It's not guaranteed.
No, it's
Are
not.
you serious? You're really
But it's an easy.
I mean,
They should.
This is Italy, who we're talking about.
Right.
It was a rebuilding year.
You're
They do have frailties. Our number
If
one
you talk to
goalie,
Italians,
our
we don't
number-
trust
no.
them.
our goalie is 20 years old. Dummy Ruma, right? He's always good for a foot mistake or doing something stupid.
Yeah.
Our best forward is Giro Immobile, who is
And he's good.
He's good, and is he though? Is it like?
He's got like 17 goals right now.
Yeah, but
something like that.
would you want if Man City bought him? Would you be like yes?
He's probably been doing better than Gabriel Jesus.
Think so?
He'd probably be doing that.
You know,
the
I
same.
wonder what he would be like.
I think-
that would be.
Well, I'll tell you
but-
what.
yeah,
I'll tell you what. Okay, if we're gonna just kind of talk about players, Lautaro Martinez might be coming to Man City, Barcelona.
Let's keep the ball
Either
where
way,
he is.
either way,
Let's
anyway.
keep the ball in the pen.
Oh,
right?
okay,
Let's,
okay. But
Alright,
just to
Euro.
talk about.
Keep
But
it
you're right. The
rolling.
Euro, right?
Yeah.
And we'll, he's a good forward. Oh wow, there's no
He's
reason
a
why.
good forward, but I think what Italy finally has is something I yet to have seen since the last time they won a World Cup. Is the players talk very highly of the team individually. So when they're interviewed or whatnot, I mean, Bonucci said this is the most fun I've ever had at the national team. Like,
Yeah.
to hear that, you're like, whoa! From the Ventura non-qualifying World Cup days to this, Mancini has not just brought the wins; he's created a team.
Yeah.
And that, I think, excites me because now I'm like, we're going to this Euro. Maybe we win and maybe we don't, but at least now I'm like, there's a team going to the Euros. Since Conte had that.
Mancini's a winning coach,
Yeah.
man. I mean,
So
he was
that's
at Man,
nice.
he was at Man City, and that's why, as a coach, I was always like, that guy's fantastic.
Nah,
Like,
he
he
knows
knows
what
what he's
he's
doing. He managed it well with Agüero. He knows how to handle teams.
He does.
And you could see how in
The
in
players
Italy,
responded. How
players,
quick.
and maybe their weakest point in Italy is what typically used to be their strongest, right? Their defense.
Yeah.
But they're
An
playing.
aging
They're playing.
defense.
It's aging,
Right.
but they're transitioning in an environment where soccer's being
Yeah.
pushed
But
forward.
their
and
style
higher.
has changed.
So their style's changing, but in a time where soccer is changing in that
Yeah.
sense.
So it's a little bit weird to see a
I know.
non-dominating defensive Italy,
Which-
yet a much more fluid midfield attacking Italy.
That worries the crap out.
But it's a little scary because we're used to that solidity.
yeah, to know that a one goal is enough to win a game is
Yeah.
usually I'm okay with.
No, now you're gonna be looking
No.
at the 2 goals at
Now
least,
our-
and then the 2-1 is
The
gonna make
strikers
you guys
got to be
itch.
firing them all
So that
cylinders.
they've created a fear. You know what I mean? So teams are not. I'll tell you what. If they advance, no team is going to want to match.
I'll tell you
against
what.
Italy.
If we're
No,
talking
no
about
team-
if we're talking
no
about
team-
forwards, if we're talking about forwards, I prefer Immobile over like a Luca Toni. Luca Toni back in those Italian days that was known for its defensive rigidity.
That's
right?
a little crazy, dude. That's a little crazy. Luca Toni was good, dude.
He was good, but I prefer Immobile over him
You prefer Immobile's style as a player?
as a player. Well,
Okay.
with the fit with the team.
Yeah.
Because when you have Luca Toni up there,
But
that guy
even
was good.
He reminds me.
But
of
if we're talking
Rose.
about defensive, they were very defensive. Italy was always that defensive wall, and that's what we knew.
Immobile
them
has been
as it's
struggling.
changing for the players to
Yeah.
the soccer's going a bit more with the pressing and the high passing.
It is.
Which is you saw Mancini doing that while at City. That's his style, and that's what he prefers. I think that the Italians during the reign of Mancini are going to have a different type of view of soccer.
I'm going to enjoy watching it.
I think.
But
you
there's
should.
a lot of good teams. It's
There
going to be a good
are,
Euro.
yeah.
It's going to be a good Euro. There's a lot of good teams out there. I mean, obviously France. France, I think, is set for a while.
Yeah.
They have amazing talent. Their youngsters are amazing.
Do you think they're going to advance out of this group?
I think they are.
Germany, Portugal, whoever the
I
playoff.
think
Yeah,
they're probably
I think-
of those teams. They probably are for me the favorite coming out of the group
Yeah,
is first.
they're the favorites. I agree.
Who is that playoff? Do we know the A and D playoff?
Iceland. Iceland's probably the favorite to take that.
I'll tell you what.
I
If
want
it
Iceland.
is Iceland, I would be. Yeah, I would
That's a
worry.
tough group.
That's
Yeah.
an awesome group.
It's a great.
That's the
group.
kind of group that I'm looking for when it comes
Yeah.
to tournament.
And what about in Group E? What's the playoff in that? Playoff winner B. The hell is that? Yeah. See, there's so many.
Because it's not done yet.
But that's
Yeah.
that's Spain's group.
hmm
That's Spain's group. And,
Yeah.
ooh, and then Poland and Sweden. That could be anyone's second group. But they got this stupid third place thing. This tournament is so stupid, man.
Yeah, I don't like the third
24
place thing. I don't like it.
No, why can't it just be 16?
Isn't that how
That's how
Portugal won
Portugal
it?
won the last Euro.
Dude,
they tied every
tied
game.
Every game.
Yeah,
They won a
and
tournament.
They won the tournament.
They won a tournament.
Yeah.
Who cares how they won it?
I agree.
They won a tournament.
No team with 3 points should ever advance out of a group.
Look,
No.
no. As a team, you learn the rules and you play to the rules.
Yeah,
it's not Portugal's
sure.
fault.
Well, you know what?
It's FIFA's fault for changing it, and you could disagree with it.
Actually, Crystal Dunn said this to me when I was talking to her. I asked her, I was like, so what does it feel like to actually win a World Cup? I mean, because it's just got to be like the most amazing feeling ever. She's just like, it's exhausting. She's like, because it has nothing to do with like playing good soccer or, you know, being pretty or making nice passes and scoring nice goals. It's just like, how do we get through this game, get to the next one, and play in 3 days? You know what I mean? Like, how do we stay healthy? How do we grind it out?
Absolutely. I
could
see that. I could see that. I mean, Italy has a huge advantage in this Euro because this is a multi-country Euro, which I actually think is really cool. It's a really neat way to. It's a European Cup, and all these countries are represented, and they're flying all over the place.
Would you? I don't mean to put you on the spot.
There's games in London, Rome, Sweden.
Oh wow! Okay.
And a couple others. Yeah.
Wow, so it's real dispersed.
Yeah, very dispersed.
So England to Italy.
Yeah, so the issue is now, and I agree, is travel. Because as much as they're professionals, travel takes it out of you.
Yeah.
Sitting in an airport, flying, your muscles get all like travel is tough. Italy, all 3 group games, Rome. So they all 3 group games, which I found
now that's
odd.
an asterisk. If they win it, it's like okay, well they didn't travel at all.
They get the advantage. One, when they finish their training in Italy, they don't have to get the team ready, get the bus, load up the plane with the right Barilla pasta and sauce that makes them happy.
Home fans,
right there, and then but they're training until game 1. Game 1 ends, they're still there till game 2, game 3. Like they're not going anywhere.
Yeah,
they're all just playing a game and resting, It's a huge advantage.
It is. So it's a very big advantage.
If they don't get out of this group, it's to me as disastrous as Ventura not qualifying for the World Cup because it was laid out for you to go do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
So if we get out of the groups, who do you think is going to take it?
Well, I would have to see who comes out of the group. But
you know me, I pick with my heart.
Yeah, Italy.
Who's going to take it? I think that looking at it, France. I think France is going to take it.
France is really
France
good.
is scared.
Yeah. Germany won what most recently? They won something.
They won the Euro.
No, Portugal.
It was Portugal the one before that.
Yeah, that's right.
That was when
Was
they
that
also
the
won.
last
It was
thing
like
they won?
World Cup Euro.
Yeah.
And then they fell off.
But that's 8 years.
And they got,
That's 8 years. I think that's a long time. That's not the same team. They're still a good team. I'm just saying though, those credentials of winning that.
Mueller went from being 20.
Oh, didn't they just win like
that
the
group,
Confederations Cup or something like that? Didn't they win something?
Oh, that doesn't count.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
But that group, France, England, France, Germany, and Portugal, the last I can't remember the number. But it was like the last 6 or 8 European trophies are all them.
Yeah.
So all the last winners of any European trophy are in one group.
Well, all 3 could advance at one point. All 3 could go.
Portugal will tie every game and move on.
What about Belgium? Yeah, Belgium.
Lukaku's
on fuego.
Yo, see, the thing is, I don't know.
Mertens.
Belgium for me is like Netherlands.
Mertens.
Yeah,
Belgium and Netherlands for me are exactly the same. They're never going to win it, even if they're having an incredible year.
Great team, but never
I remember I bet on them for the World Cup one year, and I was like, oh, they have Snyder and Robin and Van Persie. They were awesome. But they lost.
But they lost.
All right, but
no. They didn't even come out of the group that tournament. I remember they lost twice and they tied something and they didn't make it out of the group, and I was like, I have you win the whole bracket. I have you win the whole tournament. So then I said, never again am I going to believe you. And then that happened. And Belgium is good, and I like them, and I'm a fan of Lukaku and De Bruyne and Hazard and all that.
They'll be a tough team.
Do you know what their Achilles heel is? Martinez. The coach is going to ruin that team. He's not good enough to coach a national. He couldn't even coach Everton, but I don't think that they need like a Lopetegui or something. Yeah, they need like a real national team coach, dude.
Yeah, a Scolari.
Yeah, seriously. Because then they would win.
Yeah.
You know, imagine they had like Pep.
This is their prime talent.
Right? This is a golden generation.
Golden generation.
No. Well, Netherlands is back, dude. They're nasty. Van Dijk, right? Who else? They got the Ligt, the Young.
Yeah,
no, they're good. Yeah.
It's going to be a great Euro. I'm excited. I can't. And we were talking about what's better, the World Cup, or Europeans will say the Euro Cup is the best because all the best teams are playing. I disagree. I absolutely love the Euro competition. I love tournaments. I love Europe. Yeah. Italy plays in it. I love it. It's awesome. It's a great tournament. But the World Cup is just like the holy grail. It's there. The entire planet has to qualify for it. So a bunch of European teams are going to be knocked out.
Yeah.
Italy was knocked out. Like, big teams are going to get knocked out. You make it to this world stage. So the World Cup, to me, just has this prestige to it. The Euro is awesome. The World Cup is just above it.
Yeah, because I mean, it's just that bragging right. To
It's
say
a bragging
you're the best in the
world
world.
champ.
It's truly one of the only world.
And you're cutting
Cups.
out some big teams: Brazil, Argentina, Mexico,
Chile.
You're not gonna, and not for nothing, as the last two World Cups would show,
Uruguay.
the South American teams
Like good.
are destroying the European teams. They're really giving it to them.
Yeah.
So you're cutting out a massive group of teams to say the Euro is the best. I don't agree.
I just like the I mean, it's a very like
It's fun for us as
It's a
Italy
very German thing to say
Yeah.
to say that the Euro Cup
Yeah.
is better than any tournament. But it is. But I think it's now that they downsized. I mean, now that they watered it down by adding more teams. When it was 16 teams, and you're taking the best 16 teams
Right.
in
That
Europe,
was a fun tournament. I
that was
remember
incredible. What makes
Yeah.
it
I remember Ukraine having an incredible Shevchenko, and they were getting far.
yeah,
but that's what I'm talking. So when
And the Euros is great.
so I think when it was 16 teams only, it was the best tournament in the world.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, yes.
It's a great tournament.
Every single team was
No,
good.
I grew
All
up with
four
Copa
teams.
America. Man. Copa America, at the time when Argentina and Brazil, that hate for each other, Chile always being
Yeah, big
around,
rivalries,
Uruguay
right?
being there, with Forlan and Suarez, like that was, those tournaments are essentially what kind of formed me. I remember watching these, like, oh my
Yeah.
god,
Yeah.
look at Peñarol, the players from Uruguay, from Peñarol going in, and Cavani joining them, and it's just like, dude,
Yeah.
this is an awesome tournament. I love it.
It's the oldest national team tournament.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Copa, because they just had the Centenario tournament.
Is this there? You have to be over 30 for the stat to count.
No, but it's over 100 years old, so it's the
Yeah.
it's the oldest national team competition in the world, and they have
That's cool.
and they yeah. So I mean,
For me,
a
that's
lot
like,
of people,
yeah.
a lot of people from South America would say that Copa America is better than the Euro, and a lot obviously Europe
Better than Euro. Okay, yeah.
better than the
Yeah.
Euro.
Yeah.
They might even say it's better than the World Cup for the same reason. People from Europe would say
Yep.
Yeah.
Europe is better than the World Cup because in World Cup you get like those. You get
A couple of teams
you
that
get
you're
a
like,
couple
why are
teams.
they
I don't
here?
even want to name the teams, but you know which ones I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
are there, and you're like, why is this team here?
Yeah.
Why are they here? Why
Yeah.
are they in this tournament? Because part
Well, they
of
try to balance it
no,
out.
but see the tournament that we watch is the final. The qualifiers are part of the tournament.
Yeah.
So
You're right.
You're not in. You didn't make it to the final tournament. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So get out of here. Go home. So watch from home. That's how I feel. Same thing with the Euro. Go back to 16. But
Well,
but here's all right. So Copa America has 10 teams because that's how many teams are in CONMEBOL, right?
yeah.
So they bring 2 guests this year. You know who the 2 guests are?
FC Shelton.
Qatar.
Australia and Qatar.
Qatar.
Qatar just won their area.
That doesn't
They-
matter.
the Asian
But,
Cup,
like,
the Asian-
you
the
can't
Asian Cup.
bring someone.
They have to do it for the
They gotta do it for the
teams,
World Cup.
for the groups because they can't do 2 groups of
Yeah, but
5.
you brought
so they have to do
someone-
12. It used to be that they would invite Mexico
Yeah.
and they invite the U.S.
And USA
or-
would decline because they.
And US would decline 'cause they
they've
said,
only
yeah.
did it once.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I think USA and Mexico was a much better.
Mexico would go almost off always, and then recently they declined
Because it's
of
right
other
there. You know what I
tournaments.
mean? Like geographically, it's
Yeah.
there.
But then-
even Australia
I think
is
Au-
at
I
least
think Australia
it's kind of
is.
there. Like Australia, New Zealand, you got those. When you go to Qatar, you didn't go to Qatar because you were like, who else can we bring? You went to Qatar because someone's like, here's some cash.
Yeah.
You know, can I be a part of your tournament to
But
build
no
my
team-
brand?
no team has
to
ever
build
won.
my brand because we're hosting the next World Cup.
But this is why
That's nonsense.
I
I have an issue with the World Cup to begin with already. The one in Qatar.
The Qatar World
I don't
Cup,
even
yeah.
want it there. I
No,
hate that it's
nobody
there. I don't
does.
even want to
Nobody
go.
wants it there.
I hear it's gonna be awesome.
I hear it's gonna be awesome.
I heard it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
gonna-
want to
it's
go out
gonna
of
be a
principle.
spectacle.
Out
Of
of
course
principle,
it
I
is.
don't want
It's got to be a spectacle. It better be a spectacle. The amount of money they have. It looks like it's just a regular World Cup.
Not the money they have, the way they got the.
I know how they got it. How they the bribes are clearly found out.
It's
right?
evident.
It's evident. It's there. I mean, Platini suffered for it, and that right there is just a black stain on it. But they can't. Everyone's like, well, how do we can't give it to someone else. These guys started paying for infrastructure. As far as I'm concerned, they bribed their way in. You got caught just like a criminal. Suffer the losses. Your fault. You're
Yeah.
out. And they should have gave it to England or USA, who infrastructurally are already set up to host
Yeah,
a
I
major
know,
tournament.
But the reason why they
Quick.
don't want to do it in England is because most of the stadiums are small. They don't want. They want stadiums that have like 50, 60, 70,000 people, and they don't want 20,000 seat stadiums. So that's why they don't do it in England.
I don't know. I
Which is crazy.
And then there's the
because
slave
I
labor.
agree.
Yeah.
Right? That's going. Come on.
That's one of
This
the.
whole-
You know,
World Cup.
there's a whole show, like a World Cup of all of the people that are working there. There's a documentary.
Yeah.
On it. So it's the Qatar World Cup basically,
Yeah.
but it's all the workers have their own tournament in their
That's
camps, in their dorms that they have set up.
I haven't heard of that.
I remember there was a sponsor issue because FIFA major sponsors Coca-Cola, Budweiser,
Yeah.
and you can't drink alcohol. Qatar.
Yeah.
And so they were like, Budweiser looked at FIFA like, what do you want me to do? Like, this is a money grab for us. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? Like, the money we give you,
Yeah.
oh, we'll make an exception in the
Yeah.
stadiums. I'm like, oh, now you're making exceptions. The whole thing is just so hypocritical.
I'm not.
Now, and it's interesting. You're gonna watch it. A lot of people are like, I'm gonna boycott it. But I just told you it's my favorite tournament ever. And I'm not gonna watch the World Cup. I don't know. It's gonna be tough for me not to watch it.
Yeah.
The same thing in England. They don't serve alcohol in the stadiums. In England, you would think they would, but
They
they
do.
don't.
Well, in the States, some events they do.
They,
Yeah.
I mean,
And
there's no way you can go to a football game in this country without getting a beer.
Right.
And I'm talking
Yeah.
about American football,
Yeah.
but in England,
Yeah.
where they
Interesting.
love beer and drinking,
Was
they
this?
don't serve it in. They
Well,
don't
you saw.
serve it
Okay,
in the
so you
stadium.
have
Yeah, but
one.
you know what they can do? You could bet on like who wins the coin toss, who wins the first.
Yeah,
throw.
betting is a
No.
big thing there.
Okay, so put it this way: any complaints about what happened in Russia? Should we just be like Russia, where they let anything go? Did you hear about? Remember this?
Yeah,
It was kind of like you
yeah.
could do cocaine and heroin. We don't care what you're doing in our stadiums.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get. It's all green lit.
Wow.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that either.
No,
I thought that was a little much. Clearly,
Fan
everybody had a
safety's-
great time in Russia.
Well,
Clearly,
fan safety's
everybody had a great
important.
time in Russia. Qatar,
It's got a negativity to it.
it got it in a way that I think is just not.
And the worst,
Everybody.
bribery,
Corrupt.
corruption,
People-
slave debts.
yeah,
man, like,
it's-
it's literally got all the worst things you could think of. And now we have to sit there when it comes up and say,
And you know what?
we're going to tune in.
So we were talking. Yeah, we were at the. Young Conference.
Our country's going to boycott. That'll be interesting. If a country says, I'm not. If Italy says, I'm not participating,
That's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what are we going to do? Or other countries say, who else follows suit now?
Well, you know
it
what
could
the-
be interesting.
But that Ada Haydenberg,
Yeah.
the chick from
Yeah.
Norway, that's what she did. She was like, "Oh, these conditions are terrible. We don't have locker rooms. There's no heat. There's like."
Yeah.
She's like, "What do you?" She's like, "I'm not gonna. You're not giving us money." She's like, "I'm not going to the World Cup."
Yeah.
guys."
Yeah.
And she literally boycotted the best
Correct.
player in the world
Correct did
boycotted the Women's World Cup, which is amazing. It's the only reason why
Wow.
Rapinoe got that award.
But you don't want to
So
talk about awards.
only-
That's why we didn't talk about Messi.
Yeah. Yeah,
You're gonna go to
talked about
awards?
this. We talked about this.
Yes.
Yeah. So the documentary that I was talking about, if you guys are interested, it's called The Workers' Cup. It's inside the labor camps of the Qatar.
That's
you know,
cool.
the
There's
Qatar World Cup.
there's
So-
a homeless World Cup. Have you heard about that?
I did see
No.
about this.
This
Look
is-
at it, it's really neat. No, they there's a foundation goes around. I can't remember where they
DC,
hosted it.
Philly.
Yeah,
I think I
they-
remember seeing it.
They
yeah.
it's homeless people play. They put on a whole tournament
Yeah.
and
New York.
foundation. I don't know how it
Yeah.
works or like what they give them or whatnot, but they love it because it's like they're in the spotlight for a bit. They're,
They
connecting
travel.
with something. They travel. Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
neat.
So
There's
it'd
a
be like
whole
the homeless,
documentary.
like the cities will have teams. New York's team versus Chicago's team
Yeah.
versus DC's
Yeah.
team, and it's kind of like who we could bring in at the time, and they go and travel. And
Women's World Cup.
yeah, I mean the level of soccer we're not expecting to be like wow, it's super high, but I think
really neat.
it's great to
Yeah.
see that there's
They're
a.
using soccer for a positivity. and
That's what the whole
always-
point of that, right? You get some people together, you have
Seems
a party,
The
you have
whole
a good time.
opposite of Qatar, right?
Antithesis. Of
Yeah,
Qatar,
yeah.
yeah.
So you think Copa America is better?
I enjoy it.
You enjoy it more because you grew
Who do you
up
think?
with it.
It's in Argentina this year.
Yeah.
In 2020.
No, it's
But here's-
No, it's in
but here's-
Argentina.
Here's another
Argentina.
Argentina. Here's another thing though. Literally the it's supposed to be every 4 years, right? Copa America.
Oh,
They're
It's
calibrating its cycle.
It's
They're-
been 4 years in a
What do
row.
you mean
now.
they're calibrating?
Yeah,
the
because they
cycle?
used
Are
to be every-
synchronizing, like when a bunch
Yeah,
of
because they had the-
They're
they-
trying to get
What do you mean?
They're trying to get on the off-on calendar with the World Cup.
Yeah.
Okay, like
So-
Euro Cup is 2
Like
years.
that. What ended up
cycle.
happening is that they ended up doing the Centenario, even then they did it in the
And
U.S.
they had it in the US.
because that was like there were about they had done
100
it
years.
100 years and it had occurred in the U.S. so they wanted to commemorate it here in the
That's-
States.
that's fine,
So they
yeah.
did that,
That's
and
good.
then the following year they had the traditional one. So it's almost like 3 years in a row that they're having it, but 4 years in a row.
That's ridiculous.
But they're trying to get it on the Euro
So-
cycle.
If like the World Cup should never change its 4-year cycle That's
just
They're doing it for Qatar. Remember?
Yeah, that's what I mean. They should never change it because that's the if the World Cups goes from every 4 years to every year, we still watch, but it loses it's so much of its luster.
Yeah.
The whole point is you have to wait. It's World Cup year. We've been watching qualification for 2 years. We're hyped up. We're watching players grow. The team's been coming together. Boom! It's tournament time.
Yeah.
4 years have passed. If it's every year, you almost forget like which World Cup is it?
Yeah.
What year? It doesn't matter anymore.
Agreed.
So it can't change. And I forgot about that. It's another thing with Qatar. It's in the winter. The leagues are going on.
Yeah, they showed the adjustments that England's gonna have to do for the EPL.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure most other
No,
leagues
it's
are
too
gonna have
hot.
to do.
Did you forget it's too hot in Qatar? Like I don't understand. During the process, did you forget that it hits 3,000 degrees out there? You know?
Jesus, yeah.
Come on.
So it's one of those where they're changing it to December. They're
Yeah.
showing how they're gonna like throw off the dates differently. They're saying it's gonna be the highest level of soccer though, because typically the World Cup years are in the summer, so it's after their season.
Everyone's
essentially.
tired.
So they're already
So what they're saying is that for Qatar, they're starting to like be there at their best.
All right, that's the first interesting statistic I've heard about it. Then.
Yeah, and then supposedly the players are excited about it. I don't know. I mean,
Are
I
they?
feel like they have to say that,
Yeah.
right?
I am not excited about the World
Unless
Cup.
you're
I would love
unless
to-
you're boycotting the World Cup.
I would love
Yeah.
real like Ronaldo to do it. Imagine he did it
What?
as a humanitarian. All that stuff that he does. Imagine Ronaldo of all people.
Yeah.
Was like
They were
I'm
saying the
not going to World
sponsors
Cup.
would have been a big deal. So if Coca-Cola, which had threatened in the beginning when the corruption was coming out, if Coca-Cola, MasterCard, and
MasterCard left.
yeah, MasterCard did leave.
And
Suddenly,
Visa was-
you know, it's money. Money.
Yeah.
When you attack it, that's where it is. So when the sponsors started pulling, that was scarier than a couple of players or some countries saying maybe I won't participate.
Yeah.
The sponsors are gone. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What's going on here? And that's when I thought actually something was going to happen. It died away. I haven't heard since.
Yeah.
So since the whole Platini,
They just
probably
decided
gave
not to
them-
say anything.
They probably gave
sit
them
back.
money.
it just got quiet
They
again, right?
probably just gave them more. As soon as MasterCard was the first one to leave, and as soon as they left, Visa was then like couldn't wait to get in there.
Well, of course.
Well, why wouldn't you?
Because, well, for Visa, okay, business-wise,
Yeah.
it's smart because once Visa gets in, once I'm in, when the Qatar World Cup is over, they're in now with FIFA.
Yeah.
By MasterCard,
That's
I'm
right.
here now. It's me now.
Yeah.
Every World Cup after. So
But
they struck when the
That's
iron was like,
But it's like blood money though.
It
He
is.
came in there in a situation that personally is like very unethical.
Oh, it is. The amount of deaths from the Qatar stadium building is, I can't remember. I have to look it
Yeah.
up. It's really bad. It's
Oh,
pure,
deaths.
deaths.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pure slavery.
Thousands.
They're
Yeah, I know.
they're holding
Thousands.
passports and visas. These people can't go back home to their
No,
countries.
like terrible working conditions.
Terrible.
So it's a matter of
Like, come on, what's happening here?
you know what? Corporations are having to take a stance at some level, and I think that that's going to be stigmas that live with them for a long time.
Didn't FIFA during it try to help their image by Bladder created a FIFA movie that bombed. Right? They tried to make it all like this is how FIFA started, and everyone's like, "Hey, we didn't forget you just got put in jail for corruption and people are dying."
It did not go so. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
movie theaters is not going to correct that.
Oh man.
I don't know. I've never followed a Copa America.
Never. It is a really good tournament.
And I'm thinking about it, and the team's in it.
My body's got really high.
Say what? And yeah.
Yeah.
When's the next one?
Next
They
year.
do it every year now, right? Is that
Every
what
year.
you're saying?
Every year.
Every other month?
It's 20. It's gonna be 2020. So now it's gonna go coincide with.
So it's gonna go 2020, 2024.
Oh, so now Euro and Copa America are going to be, which it should be great. It's going to
Yeah.
be same years. That's oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wait, same time?
I don't know exact dates.
No,
I don't know if they completely overlap or if they overlap by maybe a week.
I wonder if television-wise they were like, you can't do it at the same time. I would rather run two tournaments rather
One
than
June,
because
one July.
then you get
No, dude.
clash.
In the Women's World Cup final, they had the Copa America final,
The
Yeah.
Gold Cup
the
final.
Gold Cup final, and some other
And the World Cup final.
and the
Women's World Cup
Women's
final.
World Cup. They had 3 real finals. No, and then there was another one somewhere else, wasn't there? I thought there was 4 finals in one day.
Yeah, that's terrible planning.
And the women
Marketing-wise
and the women were
and
the women were
television-wise, it's
like
terrible.
and the women were like, I don't understand. You guys couldn't pick another day
Exactly.
to do the final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your viewership gets
And it's
cut
like
immediately.
this is planned out from years
Oh yeah,
ago.
it was the
Yeah.
Gold Cup, Copa America, and the Women's World Cup.
Yeah.
And you knew that the soccer federation, the men's soccer federation, must have been like,
Copa America.
Gold Cup is better than the Women's World Cup.
Yeah, well, that's messed up. Yeah, because
messed
they
up.
lost a lot of viewership on that.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that one. I now like you've hyped me up I gotta watch a couple of
It's a
America.
good one. All
And,
right,
and I know I'm gonna like it because the teams involved are incredible.
It is really good, and I love watching those teams like Peru. Peru is
Yeah.
always a good team to watch.
Yeah.
Man. Oh,
Chile,
yeah.
Chile.
Yeah, they're going through their Belgium years. I
They
mean,
are.
Chile and Belgium, they're just kind of like, but
They're-
they're tapering off.
Yeah, they do. They usually drop. I love teams like Ecuador. They're always good to watch.
Yeah.
They're always good.
Colombia?
Colombia is
You
always
kidding?
good.
But
They're all, I mean, every team in South America is good.
So
man.
we got a heck of a year coming off that.
yeah,
Big
2020
teams
one.
playing
Euros, Copa
Euro,
America.
Copa America. Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, this summer is going to be fun. This summer is going to be better than
Yeah.
probably the World Cup after that.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. We're gonna have to wait one summer where Olympics. That means Olympics.
the Olympics is the.
I never followed soccer in the Olympics.
No, it's not because it's not. It's only
I
like
did.
18. It's only like 8
Yeah.
teams, I think, and the teams are weird. You're only allowed to have
Like 3
U23s
players over.
and then
Which
I
is
follow
good.
all soccer though. I saw beach soccer. You get Italy
Yeah,
lost.
yeah.
Portugal ended up winning.
Portugal's
the beach
very
soccer
good
people.
at
Yeah,
that-
so is
that-
Italy. Every time beach soccer was on
Yeah.
randomly, Italy was like competing.
Brazil was
I had no idea
supposed
they
to be
were
the best
that
team.
good.
Brazil was supposed to be the best team out there. They're saying they had the best team out, but they ended up losing to Portugal.
That's cool
PK
though. That's a
soccer.
whole different style of play.
That's
It's
a
gotta be
workout on
fun.
your legs.
Yeah.
But there's just for everything now. I mean, there was a 5v5 that I sent you guys a picture of, which
Yeah.
was suspect at best. It was it looked like a TNF, but maybe we were better. Yeah, there was maybe like 100 fans on the
I think
team.
you were
So
like,
there's
I'm
two
gonna
of all
stop
of them.
watching. I don't know if I should. I'm
I
wasting my
legit
time.
did. I was like, I know this is bad. Like the numbers are falling off their backs. Like,
Come on.
yeah, dude, it was bad.
Number
It's like-
12,
so it was
one,
like,
number
yeah.
1.
Yeah, no. So I watched a lot of soccer, like U17 World Cups, U21
Yeah.
World Cups. Those are fun too, because then you see who's coming up and whatnot. But tournaments overall,
Yeah.
I think for me, the highly coveted World Cup for me really rolled.
Yeah. So in the end, we've decided that the Euro is the best tournament.
World Cup all the way.
Only with 16 teams, though.
The
Don't
good thing
forget
is-
about the
yeah.
Gold Cup. It's up there. Gold
I don't
Cup's
know.
got to be up there with right next to the Asian Cup.
You can forget about the
African Cup of Nations is awesome. I would,
Yeah,
I would.
Yeah?
If I could watch that, I would probably watch it more.
Okay.
Yeah, because some of those teams are really,
There's some great
really
teams
exciting.
in there.
But there are some bad teams.
But they're level like
Oh
from
yeah,
the good
what's
teams
good
to
and
the
what's
bad.
bad, I know.
is-
I just
yeah.
like seeing the fields. Sometimes the fields are like
Yeah, they get some really-
garbage.
yeah.
But
like
whatever.
clay. They're playing on clay.
And then there's the ultimate tournament, which is actually a league, which is Champions League. There's only one match day left, and so much to play for. There's only
It's
two.
a lot of
there's-
groups are tight.
Yeah, there's only two. There's only two groups that are set. A and B are set. That everyone knows who's going through in that scenario.
Yeah.
Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, whatever you want to call them, 13 points. Madrid has 8, so those are done. Group B, same thing as Bayern Munich and Tottenham. Bayern have 15, Tottenham have 10. The other two teams have 3 and 1.
Yeah.
But after that, dude, it's like
It's wide open.
Yeah, in Group C, Donetsk, Zagreb, and Atalanta is 6, 5, and 4. So anyone,
Come on, Atalanta.
yeah, I know, right? They could win with one win and the other two teams tie or whatever it is. I don't know.
Who's drawn? Do you know?
Who's playing each other
Yeah.
next?
I know it's a city group, but
I know. I can tell you right here. So the last groups are going to be Man
Zagreb
City versus
City.
Zagreb and Donetsk and Atalanta. So if Atalanta win, they're through, dude. Because, yeah,
Nice.
unless
It's crazy.
City lose,
unless City
because
lose.
Zagreb is higher.
That's
Yeah,
true. But wouldn't you think City would lose? They're away.
They're playing away, and
could
City. I mean, they just put it in form yesterday.
They don't want to risk any
You
players. Yeah.
Juventus are through, but Atletico have 7 and Leverkusen have 6. So I mean that game's going to be big, and they play. No, they
They
don't
play
play
each other.
They,
Atletico
no,
Leverkusen.
no, they don't play each other.
Oh.
They play the other
Juventus.
oppositions. Yeah.
Okay.
So that'll be interesting. But then there's that scenario where that team that's already through.
What do they do?
What do they
rest.
do? Do they field
I mean,
nobody?
the smart thing is to rest.
Yeah, it is. But you risk losing, and you allow another team to go
Yeah.
through that normally
It's painful.
shouldn't
So
go
it will take the Inter scenario. Inter has to play Barcelona,
Yeah.
which should be their toughest game
Yeah.
of the group. However, Barcelona's through in first, no matter what happens, win, lose, or
no
draw.
matter what.
And the other team, you got
The
Borussia Dortmund and Slavis saying Inter's got to play Barcelona, where Dortmund could have been their advantage.
Yeah, and
However, now Barcelona could go in
Yeah.
and rest. But the other side to that coin is whoever gets subbed in for Barcelona for the resting player is their chance
To play
to
awesome.
prove. So they come in.
You're never
like,
going to have an easy game.
going. You can't.
No,
it's not
that's
going to be
true.
easy. to
Barcelona's second string
it
is
is
freaking
incredible.
awesome.
And they want- and they wanna prove
and they
that
want to
they-
be first stringers.
Yeah, they want to
So
be first.
who come? You know who's a sub right now? Vidal. So he's probably going to get a start
He
because
needs to go to
Arthur is inside. He's nice in Barcelona. So Arthur's playing there at Barcelona, and they sub in Vidal. So he's probably going to get the start at Barcelona because
And he wants it.
And could you imagine a starter as Barcelona? Come on,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah, so
I
it's
think
gonna be tough.
whatever team doesn't make it through, whether it's Dortmund or Inter, they're going to win the Europa, for sure. I can't imagine
think
it.
so?
Yeah, they have to
Yeah.
because those two teams are incredible. They're both very, very good teams.
Yeah.
But we skipped right over E. So Liverpool has 10 points, Napoli has 9, and Salzburg has 7. So that-
Salzburg. I
so
actually
that
heard a
group-
nice thing about that.
Yeah, what
Go
about it?
That is if what's this team march? Salzburg.
Oh,
If
yeah.
Salzburg win by any margin against Liverpool 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, whatever, as long as it's a win,
Yeah.
then Salzburg advances because they beat them on the tie.
Yeah, and they have
Oh,
more,
so
and they have a
huge.
better goal.
That's what it is. The goal
That's what
difference
he's
was
saying.
better.
Yeah.
They got the
So
advantage.
as long as they win by 1.
Wow.
Because
As long as
the
they
goal
win.
difference is
So
better.
that's-
As long as they
And they're
win.
at
That's how it
home,
works.
dude. They average
That's how it
like,
works.
they average like 4 or 5 goals at home.
And they're forwards.
awesome.
Haaland, right?
Haaland has got like 9 goals or
He's
something
doing
crazy.
good. So
And
Liverpool
Napoli.
should feel the pressure.
They
I,
should.
I really hope Napoli go through.
And they're
the
playing
top.
in Salzburg, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
They're
are.
playing-
Napoli
so-
might be if Ancelotti's putting them in Retiro himself.
He
Is he doing
called
it?
it in. He called
did.
it.
He called Retiro for the game this weekend, and hopefully, if that turns them and gets them back aligned, and they get a win, they might go into Champions League more
Yeah.
ready. So I think that group's very exciting. You know, we always say Inter, Barcelona, and
That's
but
that's
that's
a good one.
an interesting one.
Same thing with Group G. Leipzig, another Red Bull team. They have
Yeah.
10, so they're technically through. But Zenit have 7 and Lyon have 7. So I mean, it's and Benfica have 4, although they have a terrible goal against.
Oh,
so
so
there's no
even
way
if they
to
win, they're out.
But and then there's this fun group. I like this group the most. Is
Yeah.
Group H with Ajax, Valencia, and Chelsea.
Yeah.
Ajax
Yeah.
have 10, Valencia have 8, and Chelsea have 8, and it's just
Who plays who?
we'll find out right now.
There's gonna be a lot of heartbreaks next week.
Chelsea versus
Lille.
Lille, which is good for Chelsea and they're at home, and the Ajax Valencia game is going to be a barn burner, man.
That's
Barn
fun.
burner. Yeah, it's going to
Ajax
be
is.
good.
I think Ajax is gonna. I mean, Valencia did well against Chelsea at home when they were
Yeah.
losing 2-0. Pulisic had a good game that game.
Yeah.
But so Valencia is good. Ajax is strong. This is probably one of the most exciting group
Oh my
stages
God.
for a Champions League that I've seen in a while.
Champions League or Copa Libertadores? What's better?
I like Champions League, man.
Oh, okay.
Libertadores is great.
Yeah, because again, you go up with
yeah,
history.
but I do get worked up for the Champions
They
League.
just changed the Libertadores to Champions League format with
Yeah.
a 1-game final. They used to have a 2-game
That
final.
final was incredible, though. That final was just
The latest
unreal.
one?
The one
Yeah.
where I sent you a message and you weren't
Yeah.
too keen on Gabigol.
Oh yeah.
You know, I don't like him. And I was like, that guy is. He just.
Yeah, he
he's-
had a great tournament, but again, he did that and then got red carded. I mean,
no, he got red carded because he drank water on the field. Like it was ridiculous. Like he was like, why'd you give me red? It was the most. It was a
Yeah.
ridiculous red card.
So we have only one more order of business to kind of go over, and that's
Yeah.
the Princeton Soccer Conference.
Right. So
You guys are definitely going.
yeah.
right.
I may or may not be going. I
Yeah.
should probably, whatever. We should talk about it. But we're definitely
Yeah.
going to be there. I don't know if anyone else has heard about it, but it's the Princeton Soccer Conference. They held one last year at Yale.
This year it's going to be Grant Wall speaking.
Grant Wall.
There's Stiltano. I think
Charlie
it is.
Solitano is going to be there. There's going to be a lot of
There's
people.
going to be a dinner, so it's going
Charlie,
to
is
be.
that the guy who created the ICC, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
He also was
Oh,
part of
yeah.
it.
Big
So-
Milan fan.
Yeah, okay, I didn't know that. I knew that he's
Today's-
he was part of like the World Cup stuff. Like, I found out about him last
Yeah.
year at the Yale conference,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh, he's a big thing because he hears about him on Sirius."
Yeah.
But so it should be a lot of fun. We did the Yale conference. I'm assuming this one's going to be quite similar, as it is. The people that organize the Yale conference are actually part of
Yeah.
the conversation here at Princeton. So Paulo and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be looking to do tweets. We're going to be doing some YouTube Live, Facebook Live kind of things. to
Follow us on that day
Yeah.
for social media. We're putting tons of pictures, who we meet. Hopefully,
Yeah.
we get some time to chat with some people. We'll put that up there.
So those hashtags, that's important. If you follow the hashtag
Yes.
FMST, hashtag FM Soccer Talk, you'll be able to follow that hashtag and find out what we're doing and what's going on with us during that time.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that, and we'll report. And we'll get back to you the things that the key takeaways and what's going on there, and people that perhaps we could grab on the fly and put a mic on them.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
Sunil Gulati is going to be there.
That's a big one
on Sunday. Yeah, they do have the whole calendar up, which is good.
Oh, very nice. So Sunday, I'm excited to see that.
We were worried about missing the Saturday. You were saying, I hope we don't miss any key speakers. That would have been great. I mean, sure, we're going to miss some key speakers.
Yeah.
But it's just that some of the companies that are going to be there, you're going to learn so much about analytics. And
That was probably one of my favorite things about the Yale conference, man. They're talking about how they see soccer through a scientific lens, which, some people might not like it as per the TNF conversation,
I struggle with that one.
or the VAR issue. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm excited for the drive, ready to take on Princeton. I've never been. I've seen it.
Gorgeous.
I haven't been.
Yeah,
So.
it's a really nice campus. Yeah, it's really fun. Well, hopefully I can make it and be there with you.
So this past Sunday we didn't do much because it was Thanksgiving. We had the turkey football.
Yep.
This upcoming Sunday we had the Princeton conference. But after that, I don't see why we wouldn't be doing any sort of like foot tennis or something along those lines. So
gotta get outside.
So keep an eye. We gotta get some soccer. We gotta get some movement. I can already almost feel the pounds coming back on because I'm playing once a week instead of twice.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right.
All right, guys. So it was good talk. Tito,
gentlemen,
and stuff. Follow.
It was a pleasure as always.
Guys. Have a good one. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Thanks.
Talk to you soon.
Good night.
Later. Bye.